I want you to make more movies, and I want you specifically to work with Martin Scorsese again.
While she was interviewing Sharon Stone on her Let's Talk Off Camera podcast, Kelly Ripa brought up the man who directed Sharon in 1995's Casino.
I don't steal anything from you.
Get lost, enjoy. Get lost! Yes.
Get lost?
Yes.
Well, how about
Sharon's performance scored her a Best Actress nomination at the 1996 Oscars. Since then, Sharon and her character have been one of the go-to counterpoints, along with Jodie Foster in Taxi Driver, Lorraine Bracco in Goodfellas, Kate Blanchett in The Aviator, to the argument that Martin's movies have underserved the female gender. So one of the most recent times he's been confronted with this was at the 2019 Rome Film Festival, where The Irishman screened. I don't remember any female characters in The Irishman, were there? There certainly weren't any significant ones. A reporter asked Martin why his films mostly feature male protagonists. Reportedly, Martin got defensive right away and said, "No, that's not even a valid point. That's not valid. I can't. That goes back to 1970. That's a question that I've had for so many years. If the story doesn't call for it, it's a waste of everybody's time. If the story calls for a female character lead, why not? Alice doesn't live here anymore." Martin says, "Oh, that's only one film. They don't count that. Age of Innocence, they don't count that. Casino, Sharon Stone's great in that. They don't count that. Forget it. It's all men." Then Scorsese added, "Sure, I'd like to do that, a movie with a female protagonist. But you know what? I'm 76 now. How am I going to have the time? I don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. I don't have time anymore." Well, now one of Martin's go-to examples of him bucking the male trend is saying she has pitched him female-led stories time and time again over the last 23 years.
I love Marty so much. I hound Marty.
Yeah.
I hound him a lot. I always have projects I want to pitch him. I hound him constantly.
Sharon says the reason that Martin shoots them down is, for him, it's a man's world.
Marty's world is a very male-driven world. And I don't think that the men in his world appreciate a woman coming in and dominating the world. I think they prefer women to come in and support their world.
Mm-hmm.
It's unclear which world Sharon is referring to. She could be referring to the real world that Martin lives in, where he is in charge of male employees on a movie set, or she could be referring to the fictitious world where he's in control of fictitious male characters. And actually it doesn't matter, because Martin is in charge of both. In both Martin and Sharon's wording, they pretend like Martin isn't in control. Martin says if a story calls for it, it's a waste of everybody's time. If the story calls for a female character, why not? Like, Martin acts like the story chooses him and he doesn't have a choice in the matter. It's like, oh, a script called Departed. Oh, the story chose me. Okay, I'm doing this movie. Well, let's see what the script is. Oh, all male leads. Oh, well, can't do anything about it. And what do you think? Does this have any weight that Sharon's kind of calling him out? In a very nice way, Sharon's kind of calling him out too.